This is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but if the ball's in the air, they treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Cody Parkey is on now for the point after. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-zip. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again here, Teddy Bridgewater coming back onto the field. And looking to erase his memory bank from his opening drive a moment ago that ended in a pick six for the first points of the ball game.
And in my experience, a lot of quarterbacks, after throwing a pick six, the first thing they want to do is fire another one and get those points back immediately. But what really helps you get back in sync is a good, long, methodical drive, mixing the run and the pass, tamp things down a little bit.
On 2nd and 10, Bridgewater. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick six, and here he ends up on his backside.
Yeah, and you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick six, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
3rd and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. Back to throw. Dancing to his left. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. On 4th down, Joseph Charlton on to punt. The back deep for Philadelphia, Devontae Smith. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Taken from just outside the 30. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering some snacks.
I was just going to say.
That's where I go.
So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the...
He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd down, Gordon once more. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that is incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
That ball nearly intercepted. The rookie had his hands on it but couldn't pull it in. They'll set up to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. Boston Scott, his first carry, and he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Boston Scott, his first touchdown on the year, and the Eagles able to push further out in front. Parkey with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. So that drive, 4 plays, and it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive as they'll take over with just under a minute left to play. They try and run on 1st down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On 2nd and 12, Bridgewater. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Eagles. And they're going to have a 1st down, and they're in field goal range as well as they're down inside the 20.
So, partner, that play broke huge. And when you can get a guy into the open field after the catch, he does actually turn into a running back. But in this case,
that's not his role.
No, not ultimately, because he didn't do what? He didn't secure the football. And if he had done that, that play would have been spectacular. Instead, he turns it over.
Yeah, a big play, all for naught. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And this is incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play, unable to connect in that attempt.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. Bridgewater now after the fumble recovery. This is the tight end fan. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Working with a 2nd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. He's got his tight end fan. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to...
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Throwing on second and long. Bridgewater. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's third down. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Final play of the half, Bridgewater. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So he comes out of nowhere. He's got this handlebar mustache, greasy hair, and he says, would you rather eat a jar of mayonnaise or 3 sticks of butter? And I'm well, all right, never mind. Third quarter action now. And he returns this to the 22. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they've got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. On second down, Gainwell looking for space. And just shutting him off there. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 41 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times. So first and 10. And if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it second and 4. And this is Gainwell. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps for these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Second down at 4. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
They'll look to run with Gainwell. And he will take this one in for an Eagle touchdown. Kenneth Gainwell, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Parkey adds the extra point, and that makes the score 28-0. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it was Kenneth Gainwell who finished it off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game is played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. 6 yards left on 2nd down. Throwing is Bridgewater. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. He's picked off at his own 47. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. That one looks like he'll throw here. Steps away to his left. Looking here for Smith downfield. And it's incomplete. Still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over. So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
No, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for the Eagles, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And they'll return home next week to take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, add another loss to the pile as they drop to 2-8 now on the year. And they'll get a late bye next week, which might be coming at the right time. And they'll be back in action in Week 12. That'll do